Okay, let's go. Let's continue. So we're in the middle of Igeret Hateshuva, the Balatanya, and we got up to the part of the differences between mitzvot aseh and mitzvot lo taseh. How can they be rectified? The rectification process, and we spoke that mitzvot aseh happen instantaneously, and mitzvot lo taseh, the tshuva is accepted, but the forgiveness happens only when? On Yom Kippur. What's the differentiation between both of them? Yeah. What's the differentiation between both of them? Since the mitzvot aseh, you were not morichefa, you did not bring down godliness to this world, there's nothing to fix there. Once you say sorry, that's it, it's done. But by mitzvah lo taseh, since you pushed away godliness and you adapted negativity to yourself, because once you push away light, you only get what? Darkness. So that means you adapt to darkness, you need Yom Kippur to come and to fill in that void. That filling in void is the or of Yom Kippur itself. Understood? Yes. That's the concept. As the rabbis teach us, on the pasuk in the Kohelet, me'uvad lo yuchal litkon. Whatever has been tampered with and lost can never be fixed. Because once it's gone, it's finished. That's it. This is missing Kriyat Shema of Arvit, of Shacharit, as it says in Gemara Masechet Brachot. Those are mitzvot aseh. The af shenizhar me'ata, even from right now, let's say you're very careful, likrot Kriyat Shema shel Arvit v'Shacharit, and forever you will never miss this mitzvah of mitzvot aseh. Ein shvato mo'elet taken ma shibitel pam rishon. Your tshuva cannot fix what you did in the beginning for mitzvot aseh. Why? Because if you were not being mamshich that aura, if you were not the one that bringing down revealment of godliness, then it doesn't make a difference what you do. You can never bring down that light. It has been lost.
You missed out on a mitzvah.
Correct. You on a mitzvot aseh, once you miss the time, avar zmano batel korbano, the Gemara says. The time has passed. The sacrifice is no more allowed to be brought. Why? Because the zman is lost. You can never bring back something that was lost.
So what's the whole concept of tashlum? For example, if you miss like mincha, you can say Harvi twice.
Oh, okay.
So that tashlumim is only going on the tefillah that's right behind it, not double or three times. Why? Since there's a kesher, since there's a connection. But lemaaseh, the mitzvah aseh has been lost. You don't get recovered for a mitzvah aseh.
You pray Arvit twice,
And
you
it's
catch
even-
up the mincha, you're not getting his chut.
No, and even more that you're not even doing the Doraita. Tefillah Shemona Esrei is already the Rabbanan. The Doraita is what? Saying Kriyat Shema.
Right.
So that the Tashlumim doesn't even cover Kriyat Shema. You don't even say Kriyat Shema by Tashlumim. You say you redo what? Double Shemona Esrei.
Right.
So that's a huge difference.
Right, but you're saying korbanot, you can't bring a korban after its time.
Correct.
But
In time of the Beit Mikdash, you couldn't bring it. That's it.
Tefillah represents korbanot. No?
Correct. Even though it represents korbanot, the actual korban is not brought.
Right.
Oh, Shemona Esrei is still not literally going
Correct.
on, so that's not.
Correct.
That's a good question.
What's your question?
I don't have one.
Okay, fine.
No one has answered.
Let's continue. והעובר על מצוות לא תעשה על ידי שנדבק הרע בנפשו. When someone transgresses a mitzvah lo taseh, what happens automatically? He's attracting to himself negativity and klipa. Because by not doing a mitzvah taseh, you're not grabbing on holiness. But by transgressing over a mitzvah lo taseh, you're automatically pushing away something good and attracting something bad. Like kas, anger. If you refrain from not being angry, then what happens? You didn't attract the negativity. But since you did become angry, chas shalom, you pushed away the goodness and you attracted bad. That you attracted bad and you created a void, because it's a constant vibration, needs to be fixed.
Is kas really a law from the Torah?
No, it's mitzvah. It's a doraita actually.
Kas, how do we learn it?
It is, I think it's Parshat Mishpatim. You're not allowed to get angry. Can't be angry.
So what do?
You control yourself.
Oh, it's Mashamash Patim says you can't revenge. Is that how we learn?
Revenge is something else. That's a
Not
different.
anger, right?
No, that's something else.
Define control.
I'm not gonna define control, but I'll explain to you. I'll give you a small, tiny scenario. You come home, and your wife doesn't cook dinner, and you told her before, "I'm very hungry. Please make sure something's ready. I'm zloy. I have a bit of craziness if I don't eat." You come home and she's on the couch scrolling. What's gonna happen to you? No, you're gonna get pissed. It's perfectly fine. You're gonna get upset. Why? Because you're assuming and you're waiting for what? For her to have the food. Now, let's say your wife's not home and your daughter's home. But your daughter's 10 years old and you say, "Please, Jonah, prepare me something to eat when I get home." You come home,
Burnt.
and by the time she gets everything get together, you're already home. Are you gonna get angry at your daughter?
No.
What's the difference?
You understand the concept?
You allowed yourself to put yourself in their shoes to understand there's no point in getting angry right now. She's considered what? It's not her fault.
But what,
You have to think the same way about your wife.
there's no expectation though?
Her wife's older, her wife's not 10 years old. Saying
That's what I'm saying. You have to put yourself in those shoes. Just let it go. There was a case that came to me yesterday. It's such a funny case because it's so true. It's so sad. I wish there was more guys here. They would have bugged out on this case. I was saving it, but first come, first serve.
We'll tell them at the end. Okay.
So what happened? There's a woman that called and said, "Listen, I'm very upset at my husband. He said something very disgusting to me." What happened? So she gave birth maybe 6-7 months ago, and she's still home. And this girl in her life, she's very live. But now that she's home, she has to be quiet and the whole thing. Why? Because she's home with the baby. And she's begging her husband to get a live-in. "I need a live-in, I need help." Now they have more than one kid, whatever. Don't ask me my opinion on live-ins. I'm not gonna get into it right now.
I was gonna ask.
It's not.
That's my next
It's
question.
It's
a
not.
living like a
Yeah, like someone that lives in the house at least for a couple of hours, whatever. Whatever it is. I think we'll get into it. Now that you said that, we'll get into it. And what happened? This live-in does everything in the house. So the husband said as a joke, like she was complaining to the husband, "You don't give me attention, you don't give me this, you give me that." And he looks at her like, "What do you have to worry in life? Absolutely nothing. Everyone else does all of your responsibilities." And he said something that was very sharp, but he shouldn't have said it. Like, if you would drop dead now, like I wouldn't even care.
He said that.
Why? Because everything that is physically needed is getting taken care of. Like what are you doing about it? Like, you feel dead, but how are you reviving the relationship he was trying to tell his wife? All the food is getting taken care of, the laundry is getting taken care of, the clothes is getting, the floor is getting cleaned, everything that are to do with the house, the bills are getting paid. Like, what are you here for? Right? Should he have said it? Shouldn't he have said it? It's irrelevant. That's not the point. The point is that when a person feels that they're pointless and they can be replaced, that's the scariest feeling. So when your wife comes home, when you come home and the thing is not done, and instead of blowing up, you say, "You okay? I see you also had a very busy day. I'll wrap up dinner. You can keep on scrolling." And you wrap up dinner. If it happens once, twice, 3, 4, trust me, she'll start to feel like, "Oh my God." Because today he's doing dinner, tomorrow he'll do his own laundry, and before you know it, what am I here for? She's gonna feel threatened.
You don't think the girl will take it as passive aggressive?
No.
Like, I'll wrap up dinner.
No.
Like, it is kind of passive aggressive though.
She's not doing whatever needs to be done. If the man takes initiative, there's not a problem. What's the problem?
And what if she's just comfortable with the fact that her husband is taking initiative?
Eventually what happens is the husband stops to show interest in her. That's the nature.
He's a reflection of her.
That's the nature of humans. Is, you see, a woman needs to be needed and a man needs to be needed. If we don't feel needed, we start to lose sense of touch of who we are as human beings.
So what do you do then? I mean, the problem was small and then became big. So what
Correct.
do you do now?
Right.
Well, if she's not understanding it in the beginning, there needs to be a sense of breakdown. You know, this is what happens this, that way. Let's talk about what's bothering you that you're just on your phone.
And what if that doesn't help?
It's no such thing. That means the approach wasn't done right.
Or it means that there's no respect.
The approach wasn't done right.
What if someone is just so stubborn that, well, you can tell them today to tomorrow Approach them the right way, never change.
It will never change?
No, not for you. No.
You have to live with it.
Right. So how do you do that?
Eventually what happens is that the sense of, go open the door, I think there's something. Eventually what happens is the sense of not feeling any more wanted is going to crush her even more.
Right.
So then you have to use the second approach, which is the more positive approach, is always reassuring her that you're always there for her, you love her, and you need her.
But nowadays girls are not like that, unfortunately. I believe that they feel like they can find a replacement like that until they're put into those shoes.
A girl doesn't feel like what? I'm not
They
understanding.
don't feel like they care for their husband's attention. It's very easy to find that outside.
Every girl wants to feel attention from her husband.
But what is she
The
gonna
reason why they seek it outside is because they're not getting it at home. I want you to understand that. If you don't get the attention from the house, you'll seek it from outside. That's just the way it works. Your job as a man is to make sure that you fulfill her needs in all aspects, physical, mental, and spiritual. Don't forget, you are the mashpia. You're the one that has to give forward. And if it's not happening, that means there's a problem in the man.
No, it makes sense.
Why? Why does he say this? That you can never, you attach yourself to Ra. עושה פגם למעלה, בשושע ובמקור חוצפה. Which means what? Wherever in the realms, in the olamot elionot, wherever the mitzvot of lo ta'aseh are holding, whenever you transgress it, what happens is you make a pagam, you make a blemish, you make a void. Now I'm going to give you a small introduction, really.
You said anytime a person gets something like he deserves it, you said?
Now I said when someone transgresses a mitzvah lo ta'aseh, he's creating a void, a tzimtzum. That tzimtzum that you created goes down b'hishtalshelut olamot until you in this world, and then it creates chaos in your life.
That's with Avero?
That's what transgressing a mitzvah lo ta'aseh.
Whether by
Allah,
accident or on
Allah,
purpose.
don't do it.
Well,
Whether by accident or on purpose.
doesn't make a difference.
Doesn't make a difference.
If I accidentally burn my finger, is my finger still burnt?
Yeah.
There you go.
Right. There's less accountability then, no?
Correct. We're going to get into that a little bit further on. So let's just explain the concept of mitzvot. Where do they come about? This is everyone's... How did the Avot and before Moshe Rabbeinu, how did they keep the Torah? Everyone should have that question.
Some say they just did.
What did they do? They put on tefillin? They put on mezuzah? No, they didn't.
They did everything besides what had to do with the
You would never know.
They didn't. It's known that
Then
they
the Avot keep the
Yeah, but what does that mean? What does that mean that they kept everything to the point that they kept even what? Iruv tafshilin. When you're allowed to cook before from Yom Tov to Shabbat.
Which is a very good, it's a rabbinical thing, right?
Yeah. They kept everything. How's that possible?
Oh.
The only mitzvah that we know they kept begufam is Brit Milah.
How do we know Yaakov
That's
did
the
agree
only-
if Aaron didn't see something? How do we know Yaakov did agree? It doesn't state it.
It doesn't say that. It doesn't say anywhere that he did, but we assume that since Yitzchak got it, then Yaakov also got it.
Yeah.
So where do really these mitzvot come from? What's going on over here? What's going on? Where's it coming from? The food is here for whoever wants. Don't be shy, guys. Put it there on the table. Yeah, chosen garden, baby. Don't worry about me, I'm not hungry. Huh? Where do mitzvot actually come from?
God.
Oh, no, duh, Sherlock.
Saying God.
From my mother.
That's the obvious answer.
Right.
Mitzvot are a gilui, a revealment of Or Ein Sof in this world. Of the Or Ein Sof, which is higher than Yud Kei Vav Kei, higher than any quinoa on this world.
Okay.
Okay. Now what?
Specifically the Oraita?
Everything. Now why is it so vital to know this information? Because godliness needed to be put on this world. The problem is we don't know how to handle meditation godliness. Who knew how to do meditation godliness? Abraham, Yitzchak, the Shvatim, Amram, Moshe. Until we all left Egypt and God said the Torah has to be given to everyone equally. Equal. That means the layman that's sitting on the floor collecting tzedakah and the biggest Talmid Chacham have to be in the same level. How? Hashem made it that the mitzvot should become physical. They shouldn't be any more mental meditation. They should be what? Tangible. You know how Yaakov Avinu used to put on tefillin? He used to look at the water. He used to put the sticks in the water. And he used to meditate, and that's how he used to put on tefillin.
How do we know it's the same?
Same mitzvah, same Scott, like.
Same exactly.
How do we know that?
Because what's the point of doing mitzvot? It's to do what?
Harness the energy.
If I'm going to tell you right now, you have to meditate to bring godliness down, you know what you're going to tell me? The heck out of here, Rabbi, you lost your brain. Can't meditate to wake up on time. You tell me to bring godliness down to this
Well,
world.
isn't that what the Buddhists and the monks?
Forget how many Buddhists and monks are there? That's my point. How many of them are there?
I don't know, but
A handful?
But don't they believe in the same thing?
They believe it in a very derech chitzoni. Well, we can get into that, and once we finish this sefer, we can get into that chokhmah too.
Okay.
Yeah, but they use idols.
We, on the other hand, the mitzvot came about for us to take that godliness and bring it down to this world. Now, there's three parts to mitzvot: machshava, dibur, and maaseh, which is action with the mouth and with meditation. There's three ways. You have to keep the Torah, do the mitzvot in these three levels. If you don't do it in these three levels, there's a certain pagam, there's a certain blemish in your mitzvot. Open up the food, they're all shy for some reason. We all do it b'maaseh, we all do it in the level of action. Right? We wake up, we do it, checklist, I daven today, I did this today, I did that today, but we have no connection to the mitzvah. Our mitzvot are extremely dull. The only connection we have is when we bid a lot of money in order for someone else to say, wow, kol hakavod lecha, wow, you bought it for 10,000, 20,000, 50,000. That's the only sense of satisfaction. Why do rich people, if someone that's rich, you think he's stupid to throw out his money? Lehefech, they should be the ones those are the ones that shouldn't bid. Why do they do it?
Yeah, some sort of connection.
The recognition that comes after.
It's
It's the recognition that they want. They want that. It's sad, but it's true. It's true.
So why don't we just create a whole system where like donations are anonymous to shul? We have a little membership thing like the Ashkenazis do.
Rich people don't want the.
So tell the rich people to make their own shul.
So we're going off tangent to another state right now, or another country or continent.
How though?
Well,
Ashkenazis don't do that.
But Ashkenazis get funded by their people, big time.
So we can't do that.
We could.
So why don't we?
We do over here. We don't sell it.
Oh, we don't?
No. Only Yamim Noraim we're gonna sell, or big crazy aliyot, like Ptichat Yamsuf that everyone wants, or Man. Other than that, it's just yalla, and then everyone donates whatever matnat libo. Okay, but that's not the point yet. I'm not talking about this place. It's not important right now. Let's get back to tangent. Mitzvot were created for what? To bring down the godliness down to this world. Now the Avot did it without doing things that are tangible. We, on the other hand, cannot get there. So Hashem created a system. It's called mitzvot ma'asiyot. Tefillin, mezuzah, eating kosher, and so on and so forth. When we do the mitzvot, what happens? We're actually drawing God into us, into our life.
Same way the Father did.
Same exact way. But here's a twist. When you do it with a meditation force, automatically what happens?
It's acceptable.
You're even in a higher level.
You're including two elements.
Is there no way that we can get there?
Yeah, we could.
We can get there.
Sure.
But we have the tangible stuff. We don't have the.
No, what's the gift nowadays? You can do it together. You have to do it together with the tangible things.
But when did the tangible come? Like after the Torah was given.
Har Sinai.
Meaning the oral Torah
Har
explained
Sinai.
that someone has to be.
Har Sinai. That's when tangible mitzvot came about.
That's when they started rapping.
Correct. Har Sinai came. God said, enough. Now everyone has to be able to get to that level.
Do we limit that it was tangible from the word Na'aseh Nishma? We will do meaning do physically, or that's not?
No, that I never heard that chidush. That's cute. That's the season set.
But it's brought down that it became physical from
Yes,
tangible.
yes. Yes.
How about you want to play?
No, I'm good. Now, let's get back to it. Our job as humans is not just to do the mitzvot, but to try to learn why.
Isn't meditating easier?
Meditating is 10 times harder. Shkoyach.
The focus.
Meditating is 10 times harder. It's 1,000,000 times harder. You know what it is to meditate and to bring down or in self down to this world? You have to go through the whole hishtalshalut of the world, how the world came about in order to bring that or
Do you
down.
think humans have that capability?
Sure, we have it, but people learn it all the time. It's called the Torah Ta'ari, the Torah Baal Shem. This is exactly what we're learning.
But we're not meditating though.
Because in order to meditate, you first have to be a kli. You have to be the vessel that's able to do that.
Is this like with those rabbis who they say they can read your forehead?
No, that's all nonsense. I don't know. Read foreheads, read palms, read backs, read legs.
You've never heard of that before? You don't believe that?
Of course, I believe in it, but anyone that says they can do it,
No. They don't. The rabbis themselves don't claim, but
Rabbi say, run away from these kind of people.
Really?
Run away. Don't attach.
What about opening a book?
Run away.
But how do they get stuff in your life that they never met you before, but they get stuff in your life that happens? How is it possible?
I know a rabbi that does this. He makes you fill out a form before the whole 9 yards.
no form, rabbi.
His secretary in the back checks you up. Come gives him. One time we caught him. You come. You see him your whole life. This guy collects a lot of money from people. A lot. I'm talking about thousands of dollars.
I went to someone, they got it. They were like,
I also went to people.
I didn't fill out a form, they were 98%.
So I'm gonna tell you something. Rav Yehuda Pataya says something very interesting. Shh. Rav Yehuda Pataya says something very, very interesting. There are certain souls that have what's called a chush. They're blessed to see things. There are souls like that.
You said with stars.
There's nishamot that can actually see things.
Not gonna make you plate?
No, I'm good. Thank you. I'll take later. Now, okay, let's get back. Bilivushay deyut sfirot da'asiya כמו שכתוב בזוהר הקדוש לבושין תקנן לון דמין יאיהו פרחי נשמתין לבני נשה. There are, and Rabbi Isai, you have to, in order to understand what I'm about to tell you, you need to focus. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, when He created this world, He created it betzimtzum. What is tzimtzum? Restriction. How does a child come down to this world? It needs to go through a major restriction before there is a revelation. Without that, there will never be a revelation. You need to go through that hardship in order to come down. So, according to the Kitvari, how did Hashem do this? There is something called Or Ein Sof. Or Ein Sof is God Himself. God is not a being, He's not physical, He's none of that. He created a symptom, it's called Adam Kadmon. This system, Adam Kadmon, has 5 levels. These 5 levels are 5 worlds. In those 5 worlds, there are 10 parts. And in those 10 parts, that's where we connect. I'm going to break it down to you. If you understand, you understand. If not, your neshama understands, and we got to go weiter. There's something called Abiya, Atzilut, Biriya, Yitzira, Asiya. Those are the 5 worlds. Atzilut is where you see godliness. Biriyah is where you see 50-50. Yitzirah is where you see majority of less godliness, more, I'm not going to say physical, but less godliness. It's more dense. And Asiyah, which is this world, you don't see godliness. No one wakes up in the morning if he doesn't know anything about God and say, wow, there has to be a creator. Except Abraham Avinu. Except Abraham Avinu. We'll talk about Abraham Avinu soon. This world is Olam HaSiyah. Hashem made it that in Olam HaSiyah, there are something called 10 Sfirot. We're going to go through it very, very, very fast. And what we actually do, we need to draw down these 10 Sfirot down to this world. There is Keter, Chokhmah, Bina, Dat, which we won't say right now because it's intangible with Keter. Keter, when Keter is around, the Dat's not around. When Dat's around, Keter's not around. I'm going to explain to you. One's Bechitzoniyut, one's Bepnimiyut.
What's Keter exactly?
Keter means, okay, so we'll break it down. Get ready. Then there's Chesed, Gevurah, Tiferet, Netzach, Hod, Yisod, Malchut. And now I'm going to break it down to you. There are 3 intellectual midot, characteristic traits. There are 7 physical. There is Chokhmah, Bina, and Dat, or Keter, Chokhmah and Bina. Keter actually means Ratzon Ha'ilyon. In Olam HaChasidut, Ratzon, will, no one understands why they have a will. If the will comes through jealousy, it's not a will, it comes from kina. It's 2 different things. I don't know why the will of opening up this Beit Knesset came to me and came to Eliyahu and came to whoever it came to. It just came. The will was there, the acting happened, and today we're here. That's called Keter. When Hashem wanted to create the world, it started b'midat ha-Keter. Then there's Chokhmah. Chokhmah means initial intellect, an idea, a concept. A concept. Bina means dissecting the concept. Let's break it down, let's map it out. And that is the in-between phase of actually starting to make it into physical and into a reality. That's why women are compared to what? Bina. Why? Because in their whole process of brain, everything needs to somehow be connected and intertwined and dissected. And man is chokhmah, factual, reality. Yes, no, maybe so, I know, I don't know. Then there is the 7 midot, which is chesed, kindness, gevurah, which is judgment, tiferet, which means splendor or beauty, netzach, which means victorious, hod means glory, yisod means foundation, and malchut means kingdomship. These are the midot that we live by every single day of our life. These orot, those lights, are around us 24/7, all the time. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu wanted that those lights should come down to this world. How did He do it? He put them in what? Mitzvot. He put all those ors, all those revealments into what? The mitzvot that we do. That's why when you do certain mitzvot, you get a certain hype. Where's that hype coming from? Because you're drawing that or that Hashem put in through all the way from the Ein Sof, which is higher than the sun, which is higher than this galaxy, tenfold down to your body right now, right here in this world. So imagine what you do when you do a mitzvah and what damage you do to yourself when you don't do mitzvot. So now that we're learning Igeret Hateshuva, we have to understand our process of tshuva is going to be totally different after this. Why? Because we're not going to do tshuva because we're scared of getting punished. But our tshuva process is going to change. Why? Because we're so embarrassed that we pushed away godliness from this world. So how is your tshuva going to be? God, give me the punishment. I don't care. Put me to hell. I deserve it. But please make sure I'm not embarrassed for what I did. that I was willing to push away your light for another 5 minutes of sleep, which ended up to be another hour, which made me miss Zman Kriyat Shema of Shacharit. Now your whole perspective of mitzvot just changed. Because mitzvot then are not just to do. They are your life and sustenance in this world. So imagine you holding a cup and you're saying a shakol. You know what you're doing when you're doing a shakol? The Ari says that he only got his level of kedusha just from doing brachot neheniot, from having kavana when he used to make blessings on food. Why? Because in every food there's a spark that needs to be fixed, which comes into your body. And when you make a bracha with kavanah, you are converting that darkness into light and you're putting it into your body. Suddenly the whole way you look at the world just changed.
We only complete the actual thing whenever you use the bathroom or share tzar.
Correct.
Complete that process.
Yes, it's a whole process. It's a whole... If you don't have kavanah, that means you just did the basic level cleanliness. It's like taking your ring to a polisher and you go to him, can you polish my wife's ring? So what does he do? He just steams it. He puts it in electric sonic and says he gives it to you. Wow, it looks clean, but is it really clean? No. Why didn't he actually put it through the machine and polish it? Maybe he needed to touch it up with rhodium, then do all this. He didn't do that.
50% work. Yeah.
So what happens? That's our mitzvot. We just do it through the steamer, electric sonic, and give it to ourselves, or we're going to actually do the whole process. Oh, but Rabbi, I don't understand. Congratulations. Shwaya, shwaya. We're here to learn it. You don't understand everything overnight. These things take time. And this is why we said that Tefillin Sharos, there's 4 compartments. Tefillin Shel Yad, there's 1 compartment. We spoke about this last week. Because your brain, there's 4 different scopes. They are all to contribute the 4 parts of your brain. Your heart is 1, but it's broken up into 4. That's why the parshiyot are still 4. But it's still 1. The lev and the moach have so much similarities. You would be shocked to even understand it if we break it down.
The parts that they have is out of these 10, right?
Correct. But that's even more. That's when we go to talk about film. We're talking about partsufim, abba, ima. It's just a different. We're going into something even more deeper. That when you put on tefillin, you're actually what you're doing. You're fixing your whole framework of your brain of the day.
Wow. Really? Yeah. Wow.
That's why I do it in the morning. See the guys coming from work. It's right before Shkia. Who didn't put on tefillin? Put it on in the office. What 2 point I go? You defeated the whole purpose. The point is that your whole day should have the aura of tefillin, not the end. No, but the night's already what? The night is already the next day. You don't need it. The avodah is different. You know what the night's avodah is? Saying Kriyat Shema. Wow. Why Kriyat Shema? Unifying God in this world. Because in darkness, everything looks separated. You can't see. Everything is, no, Shema Yisrael, we're all one. So the avodah of the night is different than the avodah of the day. And then goes Tikkun Chatzot. Without doing Kriyat Shema without doing Tikkun Chatzot, your morning shacharit is not complete. It's all a chain reaction. And you ask yourself, why do I need to do all these things?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
If let's say you're running late somewhere, you wake up, you're late. Now you get up, you do quickly to fill it, right? But you can only do Shema. You can't daven.
You can only do the mitzvah of tefillin. That's what you're saying.
Correct.
You can only do the mitzvah of tefillin, but you can't actually daven. It's 2 different mitzvot.
Right. My question is now: is it like a bad thing? Like you're not making time for Hashem? Like that's not the more important. You should.
So you're not having a question. I was gonna ask. I was just gonna buffer that question with. You're running late and you're running to something that you're saying is very important. We have to ask ourselves, well, how come we don't put in our brains that waking up in the morning to shacharit is as important? That's really what we have to change in our framework of our brain. That me getting up in the morning to tefillah, to daven with the minyan is tenfold more important than that meeting. Because right now you have a schedule with who? With the creator of the universe. That creator of the universe was the one that made that next meeting for you. So what you're saying, creator of the universe, your meeting is good, but you can understand me, right? You scheduled something for me. What a spit in the face.
Wow.
What a spit in the face to the creator of the world. Wow. And we want Mashiach. If I tell you what Mashiach is, you're going to say, we're good, we don't need him.
My wife needs me to pick up my son in the morning.
Correct.
I need to drop off my son in the morning to daycare. What do I do?
What time?
8 o'clock.
Good.
Leave
Wait.
the house by 8.
You have to wake up 6, go to Minyan, make sure you have
She's out of the house by 6 already.
She's out by 6?
So she's out by 6, 8 o'clock.
How old's your son?
2 years old.
It's a good case.
That's a great case. You
And,
take him.
and I've been doing that for 3 days a week, 4 days a week.
You take him to shul with you.
Really?
Yo.
I have a guy that I daven. I'll take a picture.
You're a mechanic.
No.
I'll take a picture. He brings his 7-month-old in a kaliaska. In a kaliaska for shacharit. He davens and then he takes her home with the kaliaska. Daniel. Every single
Are you allowed to
day.
do that? You're distracting the
No, you're allowed to do that. Why?
7 months.
What if your child is not cooperating? Meaning
Yeah.
that he's throwing a tantrum in the morning, yelling, screaming.
Then that's a problem with discipline. That's something totally different.
You know, 2 years old.
1 or 2 years old.
Oh, wait. You don't discipline the 2-year-old? You discipline the child before he's even born. What are you talking about? By disciplining yourself.
You plant the tree.
Your wife gets pregnant, it's already late, bro.
You have a 6-month-old crying. It's the middle of the day. What are you gonna do? She's not taking a bottle. She's not doing that.
Okay, you have to ask her, why is she crying? Maybe she has to poop.
Teething.
Maybe she's teething.
Yeah, but how
Yeah,
are you supposed
teething,
to,
what-
how are you supposed
She
to
won't tell you.
Benadryl. Oh, why don't parents give the kids medicine if they're teething?
Wait, let me ask you a question.
You are gonna have your wisdom tooth come out. You're not gonna take painkillers? Or it's not good for the baby. Let's wait till you get your wisdom tooth coming out. I'm gonna say it's not good for you. Don't take Tylenol. Suffer and cry. Now there are other things you can do, like garlic. There is a method of roasted garlic to rub it on the tooth so it can numb the tooth of the baby, the gums of the baby. There are different grandma methods you can use, but don't be a fool and say, I'm not gonna give the Benadryl or whatever it is, the Motrin, because it's not good for the baby. Don't do that. Don't be a fool. Don't give Tylenol.
What's the proper form of
The
discipline?
child's developing, you can't.
Yeah, how about you?
I mean, the
It's not
doctor,
the same thing.
the child might be allergic to certain medication. The doctor
Correct, whatever it is.
Yeah,
What were you saying?
I'm saying the child's developing, you can't give it the same like treatment you give an adult.
Yeah, his whole body.
That's not the point. The point is parents have a disease. Have a disease. They don't want to give painkillers to the kid if the kid is teething.
Why not?
Whatever it is. Whatever it is. Wine, whatever it is. The point is what?
Wrong things out.
The point is what? A person can find an excuse for everything. Find me a solution. Don't give me 1,000 excuses. Find me one solution. That should be the key in our life. Now, I'm not telling you to take your kid, but I actually am. What I'm actually telling you is you have to understand that you have to do everything in your ability, in your means, to make sure that you get it done.
It's 9 o'clock Ashkenaz Minyan, Main Street.
So go to that, at least go to that minyan.
Well, in 20 minutes anyways, right?
Not to me, yes, I do.
Huh?
I
Yeah,
did-
right,
I-
you go there?
No, where's the same?
Whatever, yeah, at least that. You'll hear Baruch Hu, Baruch Shemo, Amen. You'll hear Baruch Hu, you'll hear the Barachot. Why you are making yourself miss that? I understand what you mean. Trust me, I've been around.
What if you just wake up past all shacharit schedules?
That means
No, like if you wake up 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock, shacharit.
Hey, it's not already happening.
That's time about me, that makes you know something.
whatever the case is, guys, we'll get into
How do you
it.
develop the ratzon for it to actually wake up? Let's
For
say an
example,
extra 30,
Thanksgiving,
40
bro,
minutes in order to
Now
do
that's a
it.
good question. That's a great question. You heard his question?
Yeah, long
Sorry,
time.
I did not.
His question is, let's hit the reality. How do I build that desire to actually want to wake up in the morning?
Well, let's say I have that desire right now, but I'm gonna wake up in the morning, but like I'm gonna
Yeah,
that
yeah.
5 minutes, and then
Yeah.
that 5 minutes is gonna be an hour, and that's it.
That
Like,
means-
and you're driving like a wolf to work. You're like, why'd I do that? I should have.
That means your desire wasn't 100%.
But you think about it the whole day. You're like, I should have done this, and then you didn't do it.
No,
Did-
that's the worst thing you can do.
No, that I'm
Well,
aware
it's
of.
yourself
But that's
up.
Yeah.
But that's some.
So let's go back to the beginning. You want. Comes 6 in the morning, the alarm hits, and you're like, 5 more
5 more
minutes.
That's
That's
the problem.
5 more minutes. At that moment, you have to ask yourself a simple question. One simple question. Am I lying to myself?
I'm making that my wallpaper.
Am I lying to myself? Or am I fighting myself? Which one?
Lying to myself.
Then you'll go back to sleep. But if I'm fighting with myself, that means I'm getting up, going to shacharit. That's the way you have to live.
No.
Now, it's not far-fetched, Rabbi say, and I'll prove it to you.
It's tough, bro.
You want to know how? If you know you have a client in China that wants to close
I wake up 4
$10
a.m.
$10 million deal, you won't even sleep the whole night because you're scared you might miss the phone call. The whole night you won't sleep. You will not only not sleep, you will be exercising. Why? Because you know you're not going to fall asleep while you're on the treadmill.
Rabbi, if you have that opportunity every day, 3 times a day, it's not the same thing. No?
Ooh.
No, because in your eyes, it's just a checklist. In my eyes, you're meeting the king.
Right. But if you meet I'm saying like when you're ahead, when you meet the king every single day, at some point meeting the king, it's not the same as for that.
So
first
even-
time.
Because you say when the king's your father, you don't care.
We don't see him physically.
He's-
We
No,
feel
no,
like-
that's a different. He's saying something else.
When the king is your
I'm gonna-
father, you don't look at him.
I'm gonna
Eating
answer
the
you.
pizza 3 times a day.
I'm gonna answer you. There's a difference between meeting the king and everything else. What's the difference? Every time you meet the king, you get closer and closer and closer and closer, which means what? Your advantage of getting what you need becomes greater and greater and greater and greater. When a child is attached to his father and one day he doesn't call his father, what does his father do right away? Calls him. Why didn't you call me today?
Your life, right?
Like, what's with the control? Right? Don't answer. Like, okay, it was just 10 hours. I didn't call you. Why didn't you call me? Hakadosh Baruch Hu does the same thing. Hakadosh Baruch Hu does the same thing. He's saying, I was waiting for you, but how come God's love doesn't disintegrate?
Where do we get a call? We get a parking ticket.
But our
Right, he comes to us in different ways.
how come our love towards him can go lower and his love towards us only gets higher? That means our connection is broken. That's the problem. Because you know why, and this is going to hurt everyone, but this is the truth and this is going to answer that question. Because when we do it, we're really doing it to get something in return. What's the proof? If God forbid you had a surgery that day, you're not going to say 5 more minutes. You're going to make sure you're in the first minyan and you daven in nets and you make sure you went to the mikveh before and so on and so forth. Right?
True.
So you have to ask yourself, how come my connection with God is not 100%?
Not equal.
That's where the question really is supposed to be stemming.
Right. How come with some things people can connect stronger with? For example, like certain mitzvot they can be much stronger in, and certain mitzvot
They choose, they pick and choose.
they can't. Like they'll try. No, it's not that they choose. They'll try.
Because they're looking at the mitzvah on a surface level. They're not looking at the mitzvah in a deeper level. What do I mean by deeper? If you know what we just said, that you're being mamshich, you're bringing down godliness into you, then every mitzvah that you look at has to be looked at how? The same. Because what does it make a difference if I get a ruby that's clean and it's 10 carats, or if I'm going to get an emerald that's clean and 15 carats? What's the difference? Oh, I like rubies, I won't go for the emerald? You're a fool. I didn't say diamond purposely because those are fake.
Another share.
Do you understand? I said color stones. Why? Because they're more valued. They're much more valuable than diamonds. People don't know that industry. That's your problem then. That's not the problem of the mitzvah. That's the problem in you. So how do we change that? How do we change that? Only one way, by learning about it. The more you learn about it, the more you'll have love towards it. Not learning about it why I have the responsibility, but what does this responsibility give me as a human being? Why do I specifically have this responsibility and nobody else? It has to mean something. That there are billions of people in the world and there's what? Maybe 3 million real observant Jews and I'm part of that 3-4 million observant Jews? Wow! Wow! And how many of those 3-4 million do it b'tchil ruchimu with pure meditation to want to become close to Hashem? Maybe, if we're lucky, 1 million. Maybe, if we're lucky, 1 million. And you want to be part of that 1 million? You just reached the elite clan of godliness. Congratulations. Welcome to the club. So when you change your whole focus of why and what, automatically your desire changes. Maharaya, I'm sorry, but I have to say this. How does a couple act when they know that tonight's the mikvah night?
Excited.
They're nice, they're good, they try to be presentable, everything is nice. Why? Because you know you might get something in return. But how come the day she gets her cycle, you start to change in your approach towards her?
You don't need it already.
That's the problem. And really it's lehefech. You need her more at that time than in the other time. Why? Because when you build up from then until that night becomes 10 times fold greater. But we don't learn this because we only learn how to do the halacha.
Yeah, but it's common sense.
It's not common sense. It's very far from common sense, my friend. If it would be common sense, then everyone would have
It's
done
not
it.
common sense.
So that's why
you
it
give a
was-
different perspective on it. It's nice.
Yeah, but for example, Torah mitzvot, masim tovim, whatever, all that. It's common sense.
What's common sense?
For Jewish people, we do it.
It's common sense to put a box
That's
on.
robust.
It's common sense to put a box on your head.
We grew up like that. We grew up knowing.
It's not common sense, but
Oh, so why don't people do it? No, it is.
no, it's not. Of course not. It's not common sense.
You got a bar mitzvah.
It's not common sense.
You got a bar mitzvah.
Mitzvot lo ta'aseh is common sense. Mitzvot aseh, to shake a lulav. Are you crazy? You are the smartest people in history of mankind. You're taking a palm tree and you're shaking it like a lunatic. That's common sense.
You don't have to shake it like a lunatic.
Whatever. Even if you, it makes more sense to shake it like a lunatic than just to do like this. You look, imagine a goy in Manhattan says, "Look at these Jews. They're crazy. They're shaking.
Buying lemons for
They're buying lemons and some branches, right?" Did you ever ask yourself this question? I'm not going to get into it, but this is a question. The Jews left Egypt. For 1 year, they were busy taking all the gold and diamonds of all the Egyptians. But before they left, they made crackers? Are you joking with me? They all left like billionaires, but when they were actually traveling, they ate crackers?
It's sustainable.
What kind of nonsense is this?
You're saying they already had the money, so why eat crackers?
If they were so already up there, don't you think they would make themselves something good to eat?
They had a slave mentality, no?
But no slave is
I
running with
still
billions of dollars.
Still, the mindset.
That's a question we're going to tackle on Pesach. Well, we're not there yet. I just want you to tell you the perspective of how our thought process is so krum. It's so negative. It's so negative. Why? Because everything we do, we want something in return.
Right, but if, let's say, I say to myself, you know what, I want to go to shul, I want to try, I want to be better for myself because I feel like I want to get closer to God, right? But internally, still somehow, there is a thought in itself, like, I'm doing this, but because I'm doing this, eventually, like, God's going to give me good, things are going to fall into place. Like, even though I don't want to think that way, it will be that very...
Correct. It's automatic.
Inevitable thought in your
Correct.
head.
Correct.
And I feel like that's
You know until
not
when?
the right purpose.
You know what? You know when? Until when? When things start to happen not in your favor, in your eyes, and you accept it.
And you keep going.
Not you keep going, you go stronger.
So
That's the difference.
That's what they say.
That's when your brain starts to get rewired, and in a perspective of, I'm really not doing it for the reward. I'm doing it because I want to be attached to God. So you see, the struggles we go through are the greatest pleasures, are the greatest rewards of our life. The greatest. Because once we accept it, and we're thankful for it, they're not a struggle anymore. They become our greatest power.
Amen.
That is beautiful.
This is called rewiring our brain to serve God properly. The Gemara Mishnah is very important. Don't get me wrong. I'm not oblivion to halacha. You will not be able to say, I'm full of spirituality if you don't know how to serve God, actually. But don't forget, the purpose is not just to serve, but to be in sync with it. Being in sync is mentally being attached to it. And that's what makes you a good husband and a good father. That's what makes you that your wife should wait by the door for you to walk in. It's the greatest feeling in the world. The greatest feeling in the world is when you walk in the door and everyone, no matter what, your kids can be 15, 20, 30, and they're still running to you and they're saying, we love you. Because why? It's not out of force. It's not, Darcy Papa, so how was your day? Very formal kind of nonsense. No, but it's, you're home, Abba, and they give you a hug in the kitchen, like, yo, relax. To the point that the father says, Zayi, you know, like, relax already. Like, be.
Not because the child is scared that he doesn't respect.
The exactly opposite, because he actually has that kesher of, like, I want to be with my parent. My father's a great man. My father is someone that, my mother is, or my wife, or my husband. Wow.
Wasn't the Bukhari mentality though, like just like keep it like respectful with your father, or be a little bit more open with your mother? It's a very big Bukhari mentality though.
And that's what we're trying to change.
It should be both ways.
There should still be the case, Rabbi. There should be a left hand that glands the kid, and his right hand.
100%, 100. But not when you walk in the door. Not when you walk in the door. You didn't do your homework, stop. I just came to say hi to you. So how do you do it properly with the left hand? How? The greatest time you can actually discipline your kids is when you're spending time with them. Because when you're spending time with them, they don't feel it as what?
That's hard.
That you're jeopardizing them. Instead, they feel like you're teaching them.
Wow.
Automatically, the framework is totally different. People ask me, why do you play toys with your kids or do funny things? I tell you why. Because that's the best time to actually communicate with them.
You're blending with them.
Why do I cook in the kitchen? Because that's the time the kids get to the kitchen. Oh, can I help? Can I do this? How was your day? If you ask your son, how was your day in school? It was good. Okay. That's it. But that's all you'll get from them.
Enjoy.
But suddenly you start to do something with them. You know what happened? What happened, huh? You know, this guy, he did like this. That guy did like, oh yeah, wow, tell me more. You just asked him 5 minutes ago, how was school? He was not fasiyah. Suddenly now he's giving you a whole Megillah. Why? Because you lowered yourself to whose level? To his level. Now that you lowered yourself to his level, he will be able to receive from you.
So you act like a friend, not like a control.
You act
Friendly.
friendly.
Not
Friendly. You're never your child's friend. Never.
It's a bad thing.
It's very bad. It's very bad.
Friendly.
Take advantage of it.
It's very bad. He can never see you as an equal. The second he sees you as an equal, all respect is off tables. That's why sometimes you could be harsh with your kids, but you can't be abusive. It's two different things. There's abusive mentally and physically, and then there is being harsh mentally, physically. It's two different things. And whoever knows. Everyone can relate to this. It's funny, right?
Everybody in the stable.
Everybody. It's because it's a cultural thing. Because we were
It's a scary thing. that
we were taught that that's the way how to minahel, to control the family dynamics. But they're right. That's the way you control it, not lead it. That's the problem. A leader is a different mindset. A leader thinks, how do I get everyone to get involved? By their will.
Wow.
And the controllers, I will get them involved by my will. That's the problem.
That's wow.
Because honestly, that's so true. Like getting them involved with your will, it never works.
Because you're being forced.
Of course, they're gonna resent.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to
You gotta know how to scoop the situation in order to let it go.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. So you know how like Americans believe in gentle parenting and stuff like
Garbage.
that. Isn't that the same
لا
thing?
يفعل garbage. No. And you know what, gentle parent? I don't understand how a father or mother can see the kid screaming and throwing a temper tantrum in the store and says, honey, it will be okay. Yes. You know, maybe.
What are you supposed to do in that moment, Rabbi? Your son's throwing a tantrum in the supermarket.
Yell at him, bro. What are you doing?
You don't need to yell at
You
him.
give him the right hand, or
You pull him by his ear, of course. Get up.
In the supermarket?
Get up. Yeah, in the store. Get up. Get up. We're going now. That's
Yeah,
it.
but you're embarrassing if he's gonna come home.
It's not embarrassing.
No,
There is. You see, there is a fine line between abuse, embarrassing, and disciplining.
if he's talking out to you, Rabbi, if he's talking with you in a very
Aggressive.
aggressive way.
What age?
8 years old, 6 years old, 10 years old.
It's a bit
Before bar
different.
mitzvah.
Before bar mitzvah,
Yes.
it's a bit different than before and after.
Even after. What do you do?
It's worse when he's a teenager. That's it already. It's different.
Once it's after bar mitzvah, you just reached dangerous waters. No, seriously.
Why?
Because after bar mitzvah,
It's late.
It's first of all, he never respected you, that means.
Wow.
The respect was done, was donezo to begin with. This is where he feels he's putting his foot down.
Can you discipline at that point?
No. The
You
discipline
can't?
has to be totally gentle parenting at that point.
Are you serious?
That's crazy.
Wow.
Why? Because it's a teenager.
That's true because they're gonna rebel and they're never gonna.
That's where gentle parenting comes into picture. But when a kid is still a baby, what are you gentle parenting? Are you crazy? The kid needs to be put into place, not through abuse, but it's two different things.
You can't discipline with a rod after
They
they're
can raise their voice, it's fine.
Raising your voice, not out of anger. There is yelling, screeching, and then there is a serious voice that if he knows he messes up, he's gonna get it.
Like the father's voice, they get terrified.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
What did we say in the first lecture? If you can't discipline your kids with your eyes, then you'll never be able to discipline them with your hands.
Mm.
My son's right here, and he knows this. I don't mind saying it in front of his face.
I did
Probably
not.
should've
I
took
did
a
not
while.
listen to his son.
This is my
honestly.
son. It's my eldest son.
Wow.
I have no problem saying it to his face. Because
He should be getting us
So you
like
just wait, so you just look at it a specific way and he already knows.
no, because he also knows if you're gonna pass the boundaries, you're gonna get it over the head. But that doesn't mean I'm walking in my house with a baseball bat.
But there is a sense of fear though.
There must be.
But what is over the
You
head?
wanna know
Some
why?
kids that got that shut down.
You want to know why? You want to know why?
Might be a father.
You want to know why? Because until you don't fear God, you won't be able to love God. Don't ever forget that. Your wife will never love you if she doesn't respect you. If you say, I just want her to love me without respect, that's not love.
That's not normal.
That's not love. That's Hollywood.
Actors.
You need respect. Not because you want it, because that's the way you can be minahel. You can rule. So ask any businessman, someone that has a company. If he's too friendly with his workers, it's done. He's done. You can close the business right now. Close it up.
Why?
Because there needs to be a sense of respect. Because only through respect can you rule properly over everyone around
And
you.
he gets on the level.
That's why the boss never eats with the workers. Ever. It's a cloud. There's a cloud. Never, ever eat with your workers. Why? What does the Gemara say? Food brings people
Move together.
closer.
What's bad about that?
even the non-Jews.
Of course. I saw this from a goy.
Business.
A goy told me this. It's true. Why? Because right away when you start eating with him, he thinks you're equal to him. There needs to be a respect,
Wow.
differentiation, boundaries. We're going to finish with this last thing over here that we were getting to. Lechach, therefore, ein kapara lenafsho velo lemala ad Yom Kippur. That's why when someone transgresses a mitzvah lo taseh, there is no kapara, there is no real 100% fixing of the blemish until when? Yom Kippur. כמו שכתוב, as it says, v'chiper al hakodesh mitum ot bnei Israel umipish'eihem. As the pasuk says in Sefer Vayikra. Not in Sefer Vayikra. Sorry, this is actually a different quotation. As it says that what? That only in Yom Kippur he shall be atoned from all of his misfortunes that he did. As it says in Parashat Vayikra, in Sefer Vayikra, Lifnei Hashem titaru. In front of God, you will be cleansed. Why? Because Yom Kippur is a pure presence of God. And only through that can you fix the mitzvot lo ta'aseh that you did. Go ahead, ask your question.
Does it work for people who decide to show up 6 o'clock right before the show?
Yes. Yes. You want to know why? Because on Yom Kippur, the day itself is mechaper. The day itself is a day of fixing.
What if somebody goes to work? Is that still considered? My question is, somebody's going to wake up 5 a.m. He's going to pray, he's going to be in shul all day long, right? What separates him from somebody who decides to go work? I don't care. right? But they're both getting cleansed. Why is it fair for one another? I'm not saying like it's, because he's going to work, I'm not going to pay now, you know what I mean? But I'm saying, how is it?
No, if a person transgresses Yom Kippur, the day cannot help him.
Oh, so it's not a day of atonement for him.
No. Why? Because it's counterintuitive. It's counterintuitive.
He's not trying to
You can't say I'm being on a diet, I'm not eating any carbs, but you're eating 1,000 other things that are causing you to become under the same thing. It just doesn't work that way.
Okay. Makes sense.
Now, the better question is, how come the person feels the need to go to work on Yom Kippur? That's
There's a disconnection from God, from understanding
that's
what Yom
that
Kippur is.
that's your answer.
How do you get to that level?
That's your answer. Our job, we have a stigma in Judaism, unfortunately. If I wasn't raised religious, then it's not my problem. It's so wrong.
Once I know the better, I don't have to do it.
It's so wrong.
That's stupid though. It's like saying if someone wasn't raised rich, they wouldn't want to become wealthy. Doesn't make sense.
It's the stupidest thing. You have the responsibility and obligation to educate yourself in all aspects. Knowledge is knowledge, regardless of what knowledge. Knowledge is knowledge. The more you know, the more humbler you become. The less you know, the louder you are. Don't ever forget that. You can dissect a room just by people, how they talk. ולכן, good, we're going to do another 2 paragraphs. ולכן, אין ללמוד מכאן שום כולה חס ושלום במצוות עשה. A person shouldn't say, oh, okay, so for mitzvot עשה, like tefillin, mezuzah, and so on and so forth, I'll do tshuva right away, I'll get forgiven. So I won't do it. No, chas v'shalom. Why? Because you're missing the whole point. The reason why you don't need to wait for Yom Kippur, because there's nothing to fix. You cannot fix it. It's unfixable. So you get forgiven without the fixing. Ubifrat, and especially for which mitzvah? This is going to scare everyone. Talmud Torah, learning Torah. V'adarabba, אמרו אבותינו ז"ל, ויתר הקדוש ברוך הוא על עבודה זרה, שפיכות דמים, and גילוי עריות, which are the 3 cardinal sins: idol worship, immoral relations, and murder, killing someone in cold blood. He's willing to forgive you for that, but he's not willing to forgive you for what? Bitul Torah, wasting your time.
Wow.
Wasting your time. אף שכן קריצות ומיתות בית דין לא ויתר על ביטול תורה. He will forgive you for karetz, getting the death penalty in Shamayim, but for bitul Torah he will not forgive you.
Ever.
He will not forgive you. Why? Because the time you have can never be brought back.
Well, the person you kill can be brought back in.
Correct. But what's the difference? By the person you killed, Rahman, it's not God forbid to ever kill anyone. God forbid. By the person you killed, you can still how do we say? You can still approach the family, give the family, make good for the family, do something to put that person in. The person
Make
can
them
get
forget the
rematched.
tragedy.
Correct. But Limud Torah is time. Time is the most precious thing we have. A person has to live his day like today is his last day. But also remember, today is also his first day. When you live like that, you'll never waste any time. Does anyone have any questions? Because the next part of the first chapter is going into a different tangent and I'd rather not start right now. Does anyone have any questions?
Yeah, why is Lashon Hara not part of that list of...
Oh, it is actually. Oh, get ready. We'll talk about Lashon
Isn't that
Hara.
also one that you
Lashon
use
Hara is so bad. Is so bad. You have no idea.
worse than the 3 cardinal men?
It's the Baal Tanya brings down how bad the sin of Lashon Hara. Remember one thing. The second you spread a rumor about a person,
So,
you will never, ever in your life be able to retract it.
Compound interest has.
Ever!
They find out
Even
they
if
did
you
it.
put it on the newspaper, even if President Trump talks about it, never ever will you be able to retract it.
even if you get forgiven fully?
Even if you get forgiven. But that the crime was done regardless. Lashon hara is so bad. That's why David HaMelech says what in Tehillim? Shomer pivu l'shono, shomer mitzarat nafsho. Someone that watches his mouth, what is he really watching himself? From all the bad that will come to him. That's why when someone ever starts to speak bad about you, you have two choices. To fight back or to keep silent. A real man keeps silent. Why? Because he will take the revenge for you. And I've seen it time after time after time, how people got belittled, how people became into the dust of the ground. They lost everything. They lost everyone. Their own blood went against them. And time came and they realized they messed up. Because at the end of the day, every sheker becomes out. Every person that lies gets caught. You just have to be willing to keep strong and to go forward in life. Because whatever you're destined to do, you're going to accomplish it. The question is, are you going to do it full-heartedly with full devotion to God, or are you going to fight the process for the rest of your life? Any other questions? Ask today. Don't give it. Ask to me next Tuesday and stuff like that. Ask. No? Good?
How come we say 3 times Islach lanu v'chatanu, the whole entire thing? That doesn't do anything for you?
Of course it does. The Balatanya says, not the Balatanya, Halakha says, the second you say Slach lana avinu ki chatanu, you're forgiven from all your sins. Oh, you don't believe it? You're kofar beikar. You're saying bracha levatala.
No, but so then what I have to wait for Yom Kippur then if I'm forgiven for everything then, no?
Oh, you asked a good question. So what did we just say? What are we waiting
Right,
for?
because you have
What
to-
are we waiting for Yom Kippur?
Alright, so that what's called can clean out all the darkness that we put out.
Correct.
So that doesn't clean out the darkness, you're saying?
No, you get forgiven, but the pagam is still there. The blemish is there. The void is there. Who's going to fill in the void?
Yom Kippur.
Only Yom Kippur.
Only Yom Kippur.
Rabbi, what about
This is a Gemara. This is based on a Gemara, Rabbi say. It's not based on anything. It's based on a Gemara. Go ahead.
You said what's it called, the disciplining your kid before 13 and 12. What's the difference between disciplining a boy and a girl, and what's the right way to discipline both of them?
No, there's no boy and a girl. It depends on the teva, nature.
Nature of a person.
Yeah, nature. Some boys act like girls and some girls act like boys.
So what? How do you discipline or like develop a person that has masculine energy, whether it be a boy or a girl? They have a masculine.
You can't do that.
What do you mean?
Let me explain something to you.
Like I know certain kids, no matter how bad you would beat them, they would still do what they wanted to do.
Correct. Because the beating doesn't help.
Speak to them, talk to them.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't
So
work.
does the gentle left hand work in that? I'm saying.
The discipline, the impulse kicked in. They just.
So let's break it down. Let's break it down. There is concept of mazal. Everyone's born under a certain mazal. This is not shtuyot. How do we know this? When someone gets married, what do you tell the person? Mazal tov. Why are you saying mazal tov? I thought you don't believe in mazal. Where did the concept of mazal tov come? Right? But you have to be very careful. This was the problem with the sons of Cain. They started to worship the mazal and not worship Hashem.
Oh, they worship the constellation, not the.
More than the constellation is basic surface of mazal. There's so much deeper concepts that if I would tell you, you would be blown away. There's so much more deeper, and that's how you can tell a person who he is, just by certain things. But we're not going to get into that, right? It's
Aren't
not-
Jews above the Mazal?
as a whole,
Not as an individual?
as a whole, as a nation, we're above mazal. As a whole,
No individual can fight.
individuality is who you are. You were born in a certain kochav, and that's it. You have to embrace it.
He means to say you make your own mazal as a Jew.
No, that's not what he said.
No.
That's not what he said, right?
No.
No,
Change
it
Mazal?
doesn't control you.
Jews have the ability to change. No?
Can
And if you can't, can you maximize on
So
your own?
listen. So you're asking two different questions. As a nation, we're above mazal.
But we're talking about individuality.
Individuality, you can't change it, but you can enhance it.
What's the phrase?
So how do you maximize that?
We do that.
Okay.
Next week's topic.
It's not next week's topic.
Can we touch on it?
Private lesson.
No. It's everything that we're learning.
That's what's doing.
It's in order for that.
So we will.
We're learning it retroactively. Every time you work on your self-control, you're enhancing your mazal. You don't even realize it. Why? Because the way you look at things are totally different now. That's what mazal really is. Perspective.
Wow.
A closed door can either be a closed opportunity or a door for another opportunity.
No, never. Every closed door means a new open door. That's what the answer is.
Say that again, I'm sorry.
Every closed door means there's another open door.
Yeah, but a lot of people look at it as you can't go inside.
Every
right?
failure is
Because,
another success, right? Opens the
Or
door.
it's closed for a reason, Rabbi. A lot of people look
Yeah,
at
but
it
every
like,
failure is another success, no?
That's the minyan.
It's like,
That's what we need to
the door is
follow.
closed.
I'm done in 5 minutes, unless you're in a rush.
This is the only goal.
You're in a rush?
Some people only think.
Okay, go. We'll talk on the phone. Go.
Oh, we should have done Arabic right now.
We have 10. Relax.
We do.
So now going back to the discipline, the question.
Everyone likes a
No,
discipline.
the question is now look, right? Parentship is from both. Parentship is from both father and mother. Does the father technically? I don't want to say this.
I'm gonna give you the
control
key.
way.
I'm gonna give you the key to all discipline with just one sentence. It's not that hard. It's not that hard, but it's extremely, extremely difficult. If the wife respects the husband, the discipline in the house will be like this. But if the husband and wife are always battling on who's in control, there will be no discipline in that house, ever.
Right. But what if
We grew up with this concept. When the father's gonna get home, what he's gonna do to you.
Oh, you read it as a child?
You know what that meant? That I also respect the father in the house.
Also, that's good, right?
Shh, the best.
But the child looks at the father as, oh, beast is coming.
That's where
The beast is coming.
that's where the father has to change the way he disciplines.
Yeah.
Why am I telling you this? Because if this child knows Abba's not gonna let me run to mommy, if she wants to be superwoman and says, yes, don't worry, he's gonna leave, I'll let you go on the
So I was gonna say,
iPad.
do you have to discipline your wife?
You have to what?
You have to discipline your wife as well.
Correct.
Facts.
I always say this, you have to discipline your wife.
If I say yes.
Now,
you say yes.
disciplining
If I
a
say
wife
no,
is
you say no.
different than disciplining a
There's no
child.
hands there.
It's different.
No, I know.
There's no hands on.
Depends what generation you're from.
Look at him, he's getting excited.
I'm from this generation, doesn't apply to me.
The way you discipline your wife is by giving her vнимание, attention. I know it's hard.
You get 1 hour there, Rabbi, they want 2 hours.
Oh, this one's, it's only love in this one, right?
If for a wife, it's not love, it's vнимание, attention. Now, what does attention mean? Recognition. That's where you got it wrong.
Also, like things that she likes, you buy for her because you see that she
You
likes.
recognize all the good that she does. Thank you for cleaning. I really appreciate it. It makes the house so much
How is
better.
that discipline?
I appreciate what you do. You don't mean nothing. You don't hear it enough from me, but I really love you. I wish I can say it more to you. You know
They were
what you
home all
just
day and complain about the day that they had.
let them complain.
I did so much today.
You have to be listening ear.
Meanwhile,
go.
the laundry's still inside your
Yeah,
washing.
yeah, yeah.
Shh, you let it go. You let it go.
Robbie, I'm so
You let it go. You let it go. Let them do it. And then that's when you finish with what? You're amazing. You know, if I would be in your shoes, I would die by now. I don't know how you do it.
Facts. We
Yeah, I
can't.
have a question.
You know what you just
Said
did?
you go like crazy,
You know,
Rabbi.
good.
Yeah,
Good.
But don't you become a podcast?
But you know what happens? No. You know when you become go under the
heel.
under the heel? You know when? When you go kale bekale always with her. Because at the end, it's either you're gonna get divorced or she's just gonna win.
So I never apologize first.
I have a better idea. Never need to get to the apology stage.
Ooh.
Okay, everybody. Until
If you raise it too much, she won't
Monday.
become
Good night.
right?